Hey guys, welcome to the video and thanks for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I'm hoping to keep this under 20 minutes. Let's pray I do. I just want to go over some things I found interesting when looking up some things on the Rivermen, looking into their recent success they've had lately and success over the course of the season. Right now, Rivermen are in first place with 53 points. And I kind of want to touch on some of the adversity we've been, some cool numbers that I found out that explains why we are still in first despite roster movement and injuries that's happened over the course of the year. Some big injuries and some key players we lost. I mean, we just got rid of Zach Nazareth, trading Caden Cahill at the beginning. I mean, there's a lot that Rivermen have overcome to be where they're at, and it is truly remarkable when you look at the numbers, and it just points to coaching and leadership that this organization has, and it's pretty unmatched. So, without further ado, we'll get right into it here. So, like I said, Rivermen are in first place. Their overall record in the year is 24, 5, 2, and 3. And their home record is 12, 5, 1, and 1. It's a far cry from what their home record was the previous season. But their away record is remarkable as well at 12, 0, 1, and 2. So that's 0 regulation losses on the road for the Rivermen, which is incredibly tough to do. No matter the opponent, it's hard to win on the road, especially in this league. So I found that to be pretty remarkable. Some interesting statistics and side notes that I've noticed throughout the course of the season. The Rivermen have only lost back-to-back games twice this entire season, and have only lost back-to-back games one time versus the same team. The only team to sweep us this season has been Quad City Storm. And they did that, let's see, December 20th and 21st. The other time we lost back-to-back games, we lost against Quad City and then turned around and lost to Evansville Thunderbolts, and that was on November 2nd and 8th. So those are the only two times we've lost back-to-back games. And our biggest losing streak on the season is 3 games. And that was December 20th and 21st when we lost to Quad City Storm. And then we lost to Bulls for a 3-game losing streak. So that's been, the losing side of things for the Rivermen, which again is pretty remarkable if you think about it, that they've only lost back-to-back games twice all season, and their worst losing streak is 3 games. It's a big part of the reason they're in first place. Their longest winning streak of the season has been 6 games. Right now, they're currently on a 5-game win streak, sweeping the Birmingham Bulls, and then turn around and sweeping the Knoxville Ice Bears. 2 very key series, 2 very difficult series. I, for one, did not expect the Rivermen to sweep either of those series, let alone win all 5 games. I thought it would have been awesome to get 2 or 3 from the Bulls, because Colby Muse is gone and Latinovich has been hurt. So we've been relying on Jack Bosted and Ricardo Gonzalez. So, admittedly, I was a little worried heading into these 2 series. And they still managed to sweep both Bulls and Knoxville, which I think is pretty incredible. Also some things to note. Rivermen are 16-3 on the season when scoring first, and that's best in the SPHL. So again, that's why first goals sometimes really do matter, getting on the board first. And for the Rivermen, it matters a lot, only losing 3 games on the season when scoring first and winning 16 of them. Also, what I found equally interesting is we've only been outshot by opponents 4 times all season as well. And all 4 of those games we won. So we are 4-0, undefeated, when the opponent outshoots the Rivermen. You normally don't like being outshot, but we're undefeated when we're outshot. So I find that to be an interesting stat. And again, points to why Rivermen are probably sitting in first place at the moment. Well, it helped. It's not the only reason, obviously. Out of the other 9 teams that are in the SPHL this season, the Rivermen only have a losing record against 1. Havoc. They're 0-1 against the Havoc. They've only played 1 game, as you know, due to weather. A series got canceled against the Havoc, and they were unable to reschedule those games against the Havoc, and ended up giving us Quad Cities as an opponent, replacement opponent, which nobody was a big fan of, but you know, that's all that could be done about it. And then here, most recently, Rivermen have made some pretty cool records. Jordan Ernst tied a record in the SPHL earlier this year with goals in a game. He did it against the Evansville Thunderbolts in an epic comeback against the Bolts, going down 3-0 in the first period, only to come back and win that game 8-4. Jordan Ernst had 5 goals in that game. So he was unbelievable, like he's been unbelievable all season. He is a sniper, and he is very dangerous with the puck on his stick, especially with a one-timer. And then here recently, literally the last game we played against the Knoxville Ice Bears, Jordan Ernst set an SPHL record and a Rivermen franchise record, scoring 4 goals by a defensive player in a single game as well, getting a hat trick against Knoxville Ice Bears. He got 2 goals against Muddinger, a goal against Taylor Joseph, and then he had an empty net goal. And SPHL said they had to do research to make sure, but as of now, he's got that record as most goals by a defender with 4 goals, which is pretty incredible. So congratulations to Zach Wilkie. You got to give it up to him. You know, I preached about it often this season. Special teams and team defense matched with good goaltending is what wins championships. It really does. That's been a trademark of the Rivermen for years. Yes, they can score goals, obviously. They lead the league in scoring goals. But their team defense and special teams paired with their goaltending has also been unbelievable. They got the number 1 special teams unit, both on power play and penalty kill, according to the stats. On the year with the penalty kill, they're 24 of 153. They've allowed 24 goals on 153 opportunities when the other teams had the power play, and that's 84.31% success rate. Again, tops in the league. Power play, they got 38 power play goals out of 133 opportunities for 28.57%. Again, that's tops in the league. So, again, Rivermen special teams numbers, those are a big part of the reason we're successful in this league. Even despite a roster movement and everything, again, that points to elite coaching and outstanding leadership on that team. There is a culture with the Rivermen, and if you're not a part of that culture, if you don't buy into that culture, you're not going to last long in Peoria. And that's no disrespect to a player, any player that joins that team. But again, there are high standards when you come to play Peoria Rivermen hockey. Now, as I touched on briefly before, Um, Rivermen also lead the league for scoring goals and for stopping goals. Goals for is 138. The two closest teams to that is Havoc, who has 128, so we're 10 goals above Havoc, and Havoc have played more games than us by one. And Dogs have 118 goals, and they've played one less game than us. So those are the top three teams in order for scoring goals is Rivermen, Havoc, and Dogs. Now, goals against, again, just an incredible number of only 77 goals against. There's only two teams in the SPHL that have less than 100 goals against. I'm thinking. Again, Rivermen have 77. Havoc is in second, and they've allowed 82 goals. So again, a little closer there. And Dogs are in third with 101 goals allowed. So yeah, that just goes to show you those margins on again why Rivermen is still successful, still in first place, got an outstanding team defense, got a great special teams unit. We lead the league in goals scored, and we lead the league in goals allowed. For fewest goals allowed, I should say. So again, those are just incredible numbers in my opinion, and a big part of the reason Rivermen are successful the way they are and in first place. Now, I'm going to go over some player stats just briefly and real quick, touch on them. I'm not going to stay on them. I'm coming up on 12 minutes, so I think I'm doing pretty good here. But I'm going to touch on the top 5 guys in points, goals, and assists for the Rivermen. And again, they're just incredible numbers, and goes to show how good our leadership and core group is. Right now, first in the team in points is Alec Bear with 51. Then we got Zach Wilkie in second with 45 points. Jordan Ernst is in third with 39 points. Carlos Forneres is in fourth with 29 points. And Michael McChesney is in fifth with 25 points. I mean, that's a good core group. Those are great point numbers to have, man. And they're a big part of the Rivermen's success. Without these players, we are not as good as we are. Goals for Rivermen right now, leading the team and leading the league, is Jordan Ernst with 27 goals on the year. Just 3 away from 30, which was his goal to start the season. Pretty sure he's going to achieve that. Alec Bear is second with 19 goals. Michael McChesney is third with 13 goals. Zach Wilkie is fourth with 11 goals, which is incredible. And Carlos Forneres is in fifth with 9 goals on the year. When Zach Nazareth was on the team, he had 12 goals with the Rivermen, but he is no longer on the team. For assists, leading the way is Zach Wilkie with 34 assists. And then you got Alec Bear with 32 assists. Carlos Forneres, 20 assists. Braden Barker, 14 assists. And we have a tie for fifth place between two players with 12 assists. And that's Michael McChesney and Jordan Ernst. So again, these are incredible numbers. And it's those names I mentioned with our defense, like with players like Dadajanov, on why we're successful. And again, those are just incredible numbers to have. I know I said that a few times, but they are. Then we look at our goaltending. If he didn't take a call up to the ECHL, I mean, these numbers would be even better than what I'm about to name, but they're still incredible regardless. Colby Muse's record is 17-3, 1-2, and he has 5 shutouts on the year, which leads the league. His goals against average is 1.81, and his save percentage is .927. So those are goalie of the year type numbers, and when he comes back down, if he comes back down, I'm sure those will only get better. The two guys I really want to touch on that's really been opening some eyes, I think, around the league, and especially in the locker room and our fan base is Jack Bosted and Ricardo Gonzalez, who's done an outstanding job while Muse has been up and Latinovich has been hurt. Um, Jack has a record of 3-0-0-1. He's only lost in a shootout, and that was to the Knoxville Ice Bears. And he's not allowed more than 2 goals in regulation. That's pretty good if you ask me. His goals against average is 1.71, and his save percentage is .921. He's done an incredible job for us. I couldn't be more pleased with the job Jack has done. And then our backup goalie, Ricardo Gonzalez. He has 2 wins on the year, no losses. Obviously, Boston and Gonzalez, they have 0 shutouts, small sample size, obviously. But Gonzalez gave up some goals in that last game against Ice Bears due to the power play. 3 power play goals were scored on him. I think a majority of the goals that's been scored on Gonzalez has been power play goals. I think he's only allowed 1 5-on-5 goal. So that's pretty good. His goals against average is 2.50 and his save percentage is .911. So again, those are great numbers, and to have those 2 goalies come in and do the job they've done, especially against teams like Ice Bears and Bulls, outplaying Hayden Stewart, Austin Lotz, Steven Muddendinger. I mean, it's awesome. It's amazing. It's unexpected, and we love it. But we expect excellence here in Peoria. We expect to be cup contenders. We expect to be in that top spot. Those are our expectations. We're not just satisfied doing okay. We want to be excellent here in Peoria. If I was to do a power rankings, I think there's a clear-cut top 3 teams in the league right now playing the best hockey. In order, that would be the Peoria Rivermen number 1, Huntsville Havoc number 2, and Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs number 3. I would put Ice Bears at number 4 and Fayetteville at number 5, but people might flip-flop those, but I think Ice Bears are more consistent and playing better hockey than Fayetteville. Below the top 5 is a complete cluster, you know what. I mean, they're not separated by many points, and, it's up and down below the top 5. The only team that's really kind of put distance between the pack is Rivermen and Havoc. They've kind of distanced themselves from everybody else, but they themselves are only separated by 1 point. So it's obvious those are the top 2 teams in the league right now. But anyway, that's my video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up now. I hope you enjoyed the video and hearing the numbers and stats. I just want to say, all these injuries, all these call-ups that we've had. We lost one of our best defenders in Chase Spencer. Colby Muse, goaltender of the year candidate, called up. Nick Latinovich won the cup as our starting goalie. He hasn't played 1 game with us because he's been on the IR since rejoining the team. I mean, the list just goes on and on. At one point in time, we only had like 14 skaters, and we were winning. Playing with like 2 or 3 defensive men, and we were still winning. You don't do that unless you have a great culture, a great leadership, a core of veterans that trust each other and know how to lead, and obviously outstanding coaching and fan support. I'm incredibly proud of the job the Rivermen have done this year, in spite of all the odds and all the criticism they've had. They've still managed to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. So my hat's off to the Rivermen, and I hope they keep it going. So with that, I'll see you at the next puck drop, and I always keep it Rivermen style.